And we're live. Holy
Wow.
shit, look at us. We're even in the right spots.
Crazy.
We've done at least 2 things right so far tonight. That's probably as good as it's going to get.
It really is. That's top right there.
We're already on par, so that's concerning. But welcome everybody. It's been, I think we missed it last week, so it's been some time since last time. But we're back tonight and we're doing some more play testing of the RPG I'm making for us called Anvea. Hopefully this is the last play test, and I'm confident enough to start a campaign next session. We'll see how that goes, or if I, have time for all that. But yeah, tonight doing a one shot, and last time we did kind of like a social delve, if you will, where it was like a heist mission, and this time you all are playing as highwaymen. And kind of the scenario that we're picking up is you are a group of highwaymen that prey upon naive adventurers and merchants. You recently put out a damsel in distress scam. You posted things all around saying we're one of our so-and-so. You posed as an old man whose daughter got kidnapped and said, oh, they went to this cave and I need help retrieving them. And you're basically trying to lure people into the cave. You set up a little pitfall trap. Your goal was that people would go inside, follow the pitfall trap, be trapped there. You'd extort them for their goods and then run away after stealing from them. But yeah, you know that there was a party. You staked out a little bit. You saw that there was this adventuring party that passed you guys, went up to the cave. They haven't been out for some time. And we're going to start with you right outside of the cave. There's a tree to the side of it, and their horses are still tied to it. You haven't seen them leave the area, so you assume that they are all still inside.
And these are the people we're robbing.
Our trap.
The what?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, and these are the people we're going to be robbing.
Yeah, so
Cool.
the plan was that they would go inside the cave. You had a trap for them to fall into a pitfall set up, and that you'd be extorting them. They'd toss their stuff up, and you'd steal it and then let them out. That's the goal.
Well,
you assume they're still in because you didn't see them leave, and when you came up to follow them, see that their horses are still there, still tied to the tree. So
did we get a count of how many of them went in?
Yes. You saw that there, I don't want to get this number wrong. You saw that there were 4.
Okay. 4 of them, 4 of us. I think we can manage that.
I like that.
Yep.
Those arms.
Horses are just kind of grazing. They've still got their saddlebags and stuff on them. And don't hear any sound coming from inside the cave.
Not even anybody shouting for help.
Don't hear anything.
Oh, yeah, they fell in and
a little bit of wind
necks.
kind of whistling through. There's kind of some hills and mountains and things. And you're right in the middle of those. So you do hear a lot of wind kind of whistling through peaks, but don't hear any voices, any calling, shouting, banging, nothing like that.
Well, first
Peaceful
off,
day by a cave.
I want to search their saddlebags.
All right. Give me a find test.
All right, let me remember how this works. Find is a skill tied to luck. Fuck. All right, that's 5 dice.
And then this will be context of social or urban.
And I changed off urban because I'm like, no reason the gazebo would have urban.
Dang it, and I
That's
have nature specifically.
So I took nature and Warren.
Okay.
Oh, I got 2 successes.
Awesome. Okay. And with that, roll me 2d6 and tell me the total.
Roll 2d6. Add together.
Yep.
7.
7. Okay. You get a d6 resource of decent rations.
Okay.
This can be expended for trade or eaten if needed.
But no paperwork, no money, no anything
Nope,
suspicious.
you don't find anything else. Nothing that really
Nope.
stands out.
No adventure credentials that say what rank
You
they
see
are.
that there's like one of them has socks, and but it looks like most of what they were carrying was probably on their person. The bags are pretty. Oh, they do have a tent on one of the horses. So, like, if they were to set up camp, all that camping equipment is still on one of the horses.
Set up for some light travel then.
Yep. But nope, don't see any paper. Or I guess you would see the flyer that you guys put up, the fake one for like damsel in distress. You would find that.
Okay. That's something.
It is.
I didn't draw anything on it.
Nope. It's kind of like folded up and placed kind of neatly inside of the see, Chuck is a gazebo.
You have become the gazebo.
Yeah, it's kind of like folded up nicely and placed in one of the saddlebags, but not torn up or anything.
All right. As long as I don't got wanted posters for us or something too.
Nope, none of that.
Okay. Well, nothing fishy here. I
Yep.
got some snacks.
Yep.
Maybe we got lucky and they all just broke their necks on their way in.
I feel a little suspicious, so I'm gonna keep my weapon like readied.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my bow ready too.
Yeah. Honestly, I expected screaming or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So our options here, we either go in loud, like, hey, we saw your horses, we saw the flyer, what the fuck ever.
Oh, we want to try and act like we saw people who seem like they're.
Yeah.
We want to not act like bandits.
We want to act like people that are showing up there to help. That way, if they're expecting a bandit attack, they won't attack us, and then we can attack them. The other option is we go in super sneaky, quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you guys think?
I kind of like the bravado of acting like we're also heroes.
Okay, cool. You're on point.
Can we ride in on their horses?
That doesn't
And then
seem
kill
like
them?
Cave. I feel like we can't ride into it.
It'd be pretty difficult
Yeah, I
to
mean-
ride the horses inside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You could if you really wanted to. but
I
you
mean, I'm a
kinda have to,
gnome. I
like-
bet I could do it just fine. But, I
Actually, probably
suppose everybody
could,
else
yeah,
is
as a
stone.
gnome.
So, yeah.
Your head barely passes above the head of the horse.
Here's another thought. We make the horse go in front of us. That way, in case they're going to attack us or ambush us, they'll just hurt their own horse and they'll feel really bad, and then we can jump out and kill them.
back to just being bandits. That's also good.
I'm in favor of the horse anti-trap.
The Trojan horse.
Yeah, what do you guys
Yes.
think?
Sure.
Gnat?
Yes, absolutely. So long as it doesn't poop on us.
That's a good
That would be unpleasant.
That'd be especially unpleasant.
What about you, Lurvy Q?
My vote was for acting all bravado-y and pretending like we're there to save the princess too. But
And
if you
still
believe
could if
the
there's no
horse,
reaction from the horse. But
if you believe the horse is the right way to go, then I'll support you on leading a horse in first.
Why don't we do both? You go up there and lead the horse in, kind of standing by its side, and we'll
I
hide
get to
behind
lead the horse in. Oh, okay.
And that way, they'll be confused. They'll be like, hey, there's this guy, and here's my horse. What the hell is going on? Arrow in the face.
Sure, send the ranger in leading the horse.
Yeah.
Maybe Mr. Plate Armor can lead the horse instead.
I just feel like taking a horse intentionally in the cave is maybe actually a bad idea. Because then its feet are pointing at us and the horses kick.
You know what? Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with that.
You've
I
got
just
a
thought
point.
about that.
All right. I'm going to hang out in back with my bow and arrow. One of you lead up and be all bravo and pretend not to be us.
Oh boy, I'm bad at that. Let's do it.
depends
Or-
on. So
Actually, I have
going
really
in-
high charisma. It's just me as a person is bad at this.
Okay.
yeah, because it'd either be like if you're trying to pretend to be a certain way, it'd either be a deceive or a conceal check.
Perfect.
So. What's the what do you want to do? Act in bravos.
Yep. Let's pretend to be heroes.
Okay.
We could be heroes.
All right. Who's going in and who's holding back?
I think
I'm
we're
going
all
first.
going in,
I think we
Yeah.
should all be going in, yeah.
but
Okay.
we're sending Nugget ahead.
Nuggets up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Boldly, bravely
All right.
ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smile handsomely, Nugget.
But yes, I'll give my best heroes grin.
And also, this entire time that you guys have been like kind of talking, that you still haven't heard anything from inside the cave, and you decide that you're going to go in and pretend to be heroes.
Sure.
Nugget starts out walking in. You, as you're like passing through the mouth of the cave, the howling kind of gets pretty loud, just as like that's the opening or whatever of the wind. But once you pass that, quiets down. You still don't hear any sound at all coming from inside the cave.
We should
You just
probably
hear,
be
like, the
cautious
howling of
for
wind behind you.
traps that they set
Yeah, I
to
don't
trap
like that.
us.
I think
Yeah,
you
as
should.
far as you know, last time you were here, the only thing that was set was your guys' pitfall trap. And you had a pitfall that was like at the back and it was rigged that like when a certain amount of weight was on it, it would collapse into like a greased hole that was hard to climb out of.
Took a long time to get all that grease. You know how much
Lots of
bacon we
pigs.
had to eat?
I'd
New
do it
mason
again.
jars. But yeah, so you go in, you don't hear anything still. You're wanting to check for traps.
Just, assuming that that's what bandits would do.
Okay. Yeah, you could give a either a observe or a study test.
Let's see, which of those am I least bad at?
And this would be Warren or technology.
Oh, good. I at least have one of those. So, do the check buttons work, or should I just roll d6?
It worked for me.
Yeah, check button should work where it's just the number of d6.
Nailed it. I found all the traps.
All right. So
I'm not gonna push that
you
wall.
look around and you're pretty confident that there's no traps.
Oh, hold on. I get one more
Search.
d6. Will be the 1d6 that makes all the difference.
Wow.
What do you know?
It did make
One
all
success?
the difference.
one success.
You were still
I forgot I have a
Pretty
point
confident.
of. Yeah.
There's you don't see any traps. You walk in, everything seems pretty undisturbed, and you get to the edge of the Pitfall Trap, or you see it, and there's no. I'm just realizing that you rolled 83 d6. I didn't see that, but
what's that?
no, I was just scrolled up. I was on the page and check loaded 83 d6 earlier, but anyways, you make it in to. Doesn't seem like there's been any traps set or anything. You make it to the edge of the Pitfall Trap unimpeded. Still don't hear anything the whole time. And you look over. And as you look down into the Pitfall Trap, the first thing that you'd see is it looks like there's kind of remnants of a campfire that's been set up. Like looks like some of the rubble and rock has kind of been put together. And some of the way of you guys put the pitfall together was like using wood planks and things. And it looks like a lot of that wood was put together and kind of burned. So they made like a little makeshift campfire, it looks like, out of the rubble. And that's been like burnt out. And there's just like a little bit of fire still going from that. You see a large blood stain that kind of like a large blood splatter kind of close to the middle of the pitfall. And it looks like the blood stain's been dragged through twice. Once like back kind of towards the edge that you're looking over, and then again towards the backside of the Pitfall Trap, where it looks like they've broken through into a tunnel that was not there before. When this pitfall was dug originally, it just looked like it was just a big hole. And you guys didn't like dig out the entire Pitfall Trap. It was more like just kind of a cliff that went to nowhere.
Fashioned it a little bit.
Yeah.
The existing.
But it looks like they kind of excavated part of this and found a tunnel that leads deeper into the mountain. And looks like the bloodstain goes that direction through that hole.
Comment probably something along the lines of no princess, but it seems like there's a hole that goes further back.
Yep.
So
that's everything that you see.
So like they went in, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you don't see like the sides of it are still greased. You don't see like that grease. Like you can tell that they kind of tried to climb a little bit at the bottom. You see like some smears and stuff, but there's no rope that's going over that's tied there still. And you saw that they like made a little campfire in there, and then looks like they went inside. So you saw that there was somebody at the bottom of the pit, and you saw the blood down there, and there's nobody there currently. It looks like they weren't able to climb up.
Very confused about what's going on here, but we could put a rope up and climb down.
Same.
Yeah, there's plenty of anchor points in the just along the. There's like lots of little rock formations and things that are pretty sound that you could loop a rope around.
Okay.
Able to do that for sure.
It's awfully brave of them to make a campfire in a greased hole.
I thought about this also, just personally.
I didn't think about that, but yeah, it would have fit.
They could have.
I mean, if it's bacon grease, then that would have been fine. But
you've never
really
cooked bacon on a grill before, have you?
Oh, that's true.
All right. Well, let's tie off a rope. Let's shimmy down there.
Actually,
and the question,
would that help?
Huh?
If you like burned away grease, would it make it like easier to climb?
I mean, eventually, yeah. But
it's gonna burn for a very long time.
It burns hot and kind of long.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So
I'm thinking about it too much. Yeah.
Let's shimmy down.
I did not try to do that.
Not while you're in it, at least.
Yeah. Let's get a rope, shimmy down. I am very curious if we inspect this thing. Will it look like they dug out of the pit, or will it look like something dug into the pit? That's a question we
Okay.
need to sort out.
Yeah.
Which
if you
way
wanna
does the
make-
rebel go?
Like
Yeah,
which claw digging marks.
Yeah.
Sure. You can definitely make a study or observe test.
I give you observe.
Warren.
I can do that. And the having a context is an extra d6.
Yep.
All right. So that's going to be 6, 7 dice for me. I pull a success. Now I'm not going to push because that's 3 ones.
And I'll say it is pretty easy to tell that there's like there's clear marks of a pickaxe or something being used on the wall. Like you can see lots of chips around kind of where this opening is. And then you also see there's a clear difference from like kind of the rubble and rough stone of the cave. There's an obvious change once you go a little bit inside of this hole. It looks like it's been smoothly bored out. It goes really far, like past the light of your guys' torch.
So
It's almost like they just knocked down a wall and discovered the rest behind it.
They just got lucky and found a tunnel.
Which is absolutely dumb. We were here first. This tunnel's ours.
Yeah, and there's probably
Yeah.
treasure at the end of it. The princess at the end of it.
This
So
is our
we should-
tunnel, damn it.
We
should
started
go-
digging it.
Well, let's go evict them.
I
We should
like
go
that.
rescue that princess, guys.
Yes, let's rescue the princess and steal her treasure. Let's do it.
There isn't
Ah.
actually a princess, which you guys know.
I know, but we're trying to remember, narrator. We're trying to act like good guys here.
Right. Yeah.
Just in case they're listening.
You're part of your own scam. That's
Yes.
great. But yeah, so you see this long tunnel, and you start your way in. And then the other thing you don't see, it doesn't look like once you step in that something dug its way out. You don't see any like marks pushing out on that side. It just looks like they were kind of hitting around. Almost looks like they were trying to like find a way to kind of break apart the wall and maybe climb up, but then they broke through and found this opening.
Oopsie. All right.
But,
I guess let's
yeah.
go down this fancy tunnel.
So as you head down, it's like decently narrow. It's wide enough that you guys can barely fit like shoulder to shoulder. It's more comfortable to be single file.
I'd probably just
And it has a slight downward slope that increases and flattens out every so often, kind of like steps down a little bit. And every so often too, there's like these really kind of jagged sections where like it looks like the entire tunnel kind of shifted to the side and the smooth walls are kind of broken up. There's just seams, as it looks like maybe there was an earthquake or something shifted and the tunnel's been here a while and kind of cracked from that. So you see that every so often, and there's little bits of rubble and things from that. But other than that, it's a pretty clean cut tunnel without much roughness or anything in it. But after a while, you head through and it flattens out for a while and it's kind of slowly widens just a bit and it widens sharply into a chamber. And as it starts widening, you see that there's kind of little specks of light ahead of you that are very faint. You see like this kind of almost a greenish, yellowish specks of light. They seem to be dancing around a little bit, almost like fireflies. And as you come inside this chamber, there's and your torchlight like hits, you see that there's lots of this like fungal growth along the walls, and some of it goes up to the ceiling and kind of hangs down in these long spindly spires of fungus that have these little bioluminescent fringes on them, glowing this weird yellowish green color. And it seems to be this like thicket of it all throughout the room. And you can faintly see that looks like another opening on the opposite side, just like this kind of lawn chamber of that.
Just out of curiosity.
The other thing that you notice,
oh god,
is there is a crumpled body to the left.
Does it look like there's
as
blood
soon as you get inside of this?
stains from earlier?
Yeah, there's a small pool of blood around them, and like it looks like one of their arms are twisted really horridly, and their back's kind of bent the wrong way. They're next to the side. They're just laying there, and it looks like they just bled out. Looks like they didn't fall very well when they landed at the bottom of the pit, and they're like kind of clutching a short sword.
okay. Just out of curiosity, since I've got
Anybody want a short
gnome
sword?
sixth sense, do I see any magic looking stuff down here?
Sure. Give me an observe test.
Oh, observe. Why do I ask to do these things? Is it still Warren?
Warren or nature, or arcane, I guess. Well,
Not so good this time.
actually, no, this be occult, not arcane.
No,
But,
no successes.
Successes. So you don't get any successes. So you're not really able to pinpoint anything. You do kind of have like this general kind of like fuzziness in your vision. Almost like the air is like a little bit thicker around you as you're kind of trying to use that sixth sight. But you don't see like what in particular is kind of emanating. But you kind of get the sense that there might be something in here that pings.
Okay, well, I'll just pass along. There might be some magic BS afoot.
All right.
I guess let's go inspect the body.
Sure. Yeah. Again, it's just like it looks to be probably one of those adventurers, one of the four that came in, seeing as they pretty recently died and the blood around them is pretty fresh. Looks like it's mostly just from the fall. You don't see any like stab wounds or anything like that. And looks like they didn't try to go through the thicket and just kind of sat here, and maybe they were waiting and waited too long, passed out. And it looks like it was like their right arm that was kind of broken up and twisted, and they're kind of awkwardly holding the sword in their left hand.
Look as if you were fighting something.
If they got
Or
their
is it
sword
just
out.
Did they just succumb to
Does
the
have the
elements?
sword. Doesn't look like he was necessarily fighting anything. Like might have just been kind of clutching it in case anything came along. That's more the sense that you're getting, less that he was like fighting to the death. Most of the wounds and bruises and injuries that you see are consistent with what you'd expect from someone that fell into a pitfall trap and just landed horridly.
No like bite marks or.
Yeah,
Did
don't
we
see
have to
anything like
climb
that.
down to get where he is right now?
No,
You climbed into the pitfall trap. Yeah. So like the tunnel that they found was like at the bottom of the pitfall.
Right, I get that, but where was his body at? I guess that's the part that I missed.
Just kind of in the clearing.
Yeah. So like in the tunnel, it eventually like widened up to this chamber that's got this weird fungus stuff in it, and then he's like right next to the entrance of this chamber, like left side. So there was no drop or anything.
Okay. Are there blood stains heading back towards the
There were
pit?
blood stains going into the tunnel.
Yeah.
Looks like he might have been dragged in at one point, but there wasn't for most of the tunnel. And then there's like a bit, it looks like he kind of sat down and slumped along the wall and kind of moved over here and then bled out on the ground there. So, but you didn't see much blood. if you were to go back and check, you'd see drops of blood every so often.
Maybe
but
someone
not
carried him or
more
something.
smearing.
Maybe
I'm
we'll
just
get
thinking-
some sort of bandage over it or something.
Is
yeah.
he bandaged or has he received first aid of some kind?
Yeah, you can look over him pretty quickly. It looks like he kind of has like a makeshift sling made out of a shirt. And then he's got like some bandages wrapped around his torso, and there seems to be like blood coming through those.
Something's fishy here. I look up. What do I see?
You see more of this like fungal growth stuff. It's all along the walls and the ceiling just in this room.
Like a thin algae kind of growth, or like droopy
It's like
Super
it's
Mario
more like-
Brothers movie
More
fungal
like
growth.
mossy fungal. It's kind of like this mossy texture fungal growth. And then it droops down in these spindles in the middle of the room. And there's kind of like this thicket, almost forest of it suspended from the ceiling, kind of blocking your path through.
Well, guys, first things first, let's loot the body.
We want a short sword.
Yep. He's got a pretty nice short sword, a little bit of blood on it,
Along the blade?
and just like on the hand of it.
Okay.
Looks like he had like kind of
That's good. Okay.
held his wounds, and yeah.
Yeah, I bow things to death. So if one of you want a short sword, have at it. I guess, except for you, Gannett, that'd be like a long sword.
Yeah, I've got a glaive. It's fine.
He's got like an 8-foot glaive. God damn.
Jeez.
Compensating a little, maybe.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a jousting champion. I'm good with long weapons.
He is. This was established last time.
All right, I hack this dude's. Before someone takes the short sword, I take it and I hack the dude's hand off.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I want to toss it into this moss stuff to see if anything happens.
All right. So you cut through. There's a snap as you go through his wrist. Hands detached. You lob it. It misses like the first few spindles, and as it hits like a kind of a clump farther in the center, seems to like brush past it initially, but then it quickly constricts and the coil springs up and latches onto this, and kind of the fungal growths around this latch onto it and pull it up towards the ceiling and start to convulse around it.
Should have known.
So here's the thought. These people, they made it in here. He was injured, but he moved on his own feet. He accidentally got fungled up, hauled up there, and then cut himself down and fell to his death.
Anybody asked me, that's how he died.
Sure.
I mean, I didn't touch him. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. If we've already cleared his equipment out, though, I mean, let's just throw his whole thing. Let's just clear out most of these vines and we can move on.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's just cut him into pieces and throw the pieces ahead of us to distract the vine so we can move through unimpeded.
I am going to make you guys make a that would be a wisdom saving throw.
What up, folk?
Like to chop up a body like that for the equivalent of like just a fortitude.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of precision involved.
I think it's
But
more
it's
the
not,
mental
it's not
stress.
a precision. It's more the mental of like hacking the
yeah.
body to pieces and watching it
got
get eaten by
this.
fungus.
No
do we all
problem.
need to make it? Or
Yeah, everyone do a save and enter the number that you have for wisdom.
Oh God, this is just like a pig.
Wisdom.
I have the ability to reroll mine. It did not help.
What is your wisdom score?
2.
Yeah, you have to roll under it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe we're not cut out to be bandits.
Wait, what?
Turns out,
What's your wisdom, Tyler?
3.
Okay, so you have to roll a 2 to succeed. A 2 or a 1.
I
That's roll
rolled.
under.
Wait, did I?
Tyler, I'm
I
showing
rolled
you
two.
plugged in a. Why do you got a
You rolled-
-1?
Yeah, why do I have a -1 to my?
So
It's
does Dan.
because
So do I.
the way that the check works, because it's a roll under.
Was it?
It
Was this
the
a
way
check or
the
a
check-
save?
it's a save.
Okay. So I rolled
Okay.
even. So even doesn't matter. I failed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if your score is
Okay.
a
You have to roll
3, you
under.
got to roll a 2 or a
Yeah.
1.
It has the
I-
-1 because if you roll equal to it, it counts.
Yeah.
Just the way it does the math for that in roll 20. So
Okay, I got you.
it's kind of annoying, but it works. I promise.
Out. So for
it
my
does the
wisdom,
math.
I have to roll a 1
I
to
roll.
succeed. Right?
Yikes!
Mm-hmm.
Dang, and I rolled 2 2s.
You were really close twice. All right. Everyone take 3. It's going to be 3 mental damage.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
okay.
My mind's
much
not so
mental.
strong.
Look.
Turns out
Okay.
we're all bad at this.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, again, it's like it's easy to chop up the body and get it into the pieces and toss it, whatever. Like it's not a difficult task physically to complete, but mentally, staying kind of composed and not getting weirded out as you hack this body to pieces. That's a little bit more. But you're able to. And you make short work. I'm not even going to have you guys roll to go through. Like you're able to just, tomahawk these body parts and limbs into these spindles of fungus. And there's this clear just path that opens up for you guys.
That just seemed like an okay idea until we did it.
Yeah.
And you make it through. All right. You enter and the kind of the tunnel resumes a little bit. It's still a little bit wider here though than it was initially.
Okay.
Now after a little bit, the tunnel starts to kind of grow in height. And it's just like a tall, narrow passage now. And eventually you find a place where you see like little bits of rubble here and there along the floor, like some extra stones and things. And eventually your path is blocked by a large, pretty round stone that's got rubble like all around it.
Mm.
And that seems to be impeding your path.
What does it look like it got here?
So it's up on an incline from us.
Yeah, so it's basically like it's almost like a pile of stones. You can tell that there's like one gigantic stone in the middle. It seems like kind of almost smooth and rounded. And then around it, there's like lots of rubble of smaller stones.
So like if we dug this out, would it squish us in this cave?
It's going to Indiana Jones us, isn't it?
It
Is
you're
it
on
that
flat
size?
ground,
Okay.
so it doesn't look like it would incline towards you. At least this way. You can't see past it, so you don't know if it's like going to slope down or anything.
Maybe we try and clear the top a little bit first and see if we can see over it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll shimmy
right.
up there and start pulling rocks out.
Sure. Whoever's like climbing up it, give me a dexterity or athletics test.
Still Warren?
Yep.
All right, that's 6 dice for me. I have a success.
Okay. That's fine. So yeah, you shimmy up. What are you trying to do once you like get to the top? Just like looking around.
Clearing out enough so I can see past into the tunnel beyond.
Okay. Yeah. So you like climb up and kind of move some of the rocks away and you get up to the top. and you look, and you still have like light. It's been pretty dark in this hole. Like there's no torches or anything lighting it, but you guys have your own light sources with you. And you see like just at the very edge of your light, it looks like there's a raised ledge with a door, like the tunnel continuing that way. But it looks like it's flat, and there's almost like a groove in the ground going that way. It still looks like it's flat, but you can tell like there's kind of this rounded groove in the floor leading all the way up to this like raised ledge and then rest. And if you had to guess, it looks like that raised ledge is almost the height of this rock that you're on.
And there's a groove, like this big rock rolled down here.
It looks like it could roll in this, but there's lots of like rubble kind of in the way of it, at least on your side. You see that there is a lot less rubble on the other side of it.
Can I clear out enough space so I can shimmy? Can I clear out enough space for Gnat to shimmy through?
Ooh.
You could.
That's what I do.
Or you could at least help them. Yeah. And then if Nat were to shimmy, I'll also need an athletics or dexterity test.
Alrighty.
Orin.
That'd be 66 for me. Bang boom. Hey.
All right. You are able to effectively shimmy your way through. So are you going like up and over the stone onto the other side, or
Yeah.
where are you trying to get to?
And then you can tie a rope and just drag me through.
Yeah,
I'm
so
also a
you go
gnome.
like up and over,
Oh,
and there's kind of
you're a
less.
metal
It's almost like
I'm a metal gnome.
almost like
Yeah.
the rubble leads up to the top on one side, but it's more of just kind of a drop off, as there's less on the other side. So you're able to kind of slide off and land in this groove on the opposite side. And this groove like leads up to this wall that kind of goes up. And it's like a brick wall. There's almost some handholds, but it would still be kind of difficult to climb. And then at the top of that, you saw that the tunnel continued.
Mm. All right.
What do you see, Gnat?
I see a wall, and on top of that wall is more tunnel.
So if we push the rock over there, would we be able to go over the rock and onto the wall?
Might roll back towards you, but let's see.
I mean, assuming someone came here first, it seems strange that the rock is here.
Mm-hmm. Unless they planted it.
I mean, that's got to be the only solution, right? They tried to block off.
The groove, does it continue past us on the floor, or like is it interrupted by
Not on your
tile?
side. Nope.
Okay.
Doesn't
So
look
let's
like
see.
we
the
tried
groove is
really
only
hard
on the
to-
opposite side, and there's
Okay.
also less rubble on the opposite side.
Can we try pushing the rock? See if we can get it to roll along this groove.
Yeah, but there's rubble and stuff on it. Like when you're pushing a shopping cart in a store and you hit that small little pebble on the ground and it.
Yeah,
Game
but
over, man.
there's 6 of us and 1 of it. I mean, or 4 of us,
There's-
whatever. I
No,
can't. count.
there's 3 of us and 1 of Nat
Well, he can
and a
help.
rock.
I can kind of walk backwards on it.
He can
roll it.
Well, if you can just clear the debris out.
he can
back
be our
the other side.
foreman.
Looks like most of the debris is not in the groove.
Okay.
Well,
See?
shit. Gnat, get back
just
over
make-
here. We're just going to push it.
Just make sure it's clear on that side first.
Okie dokie. I'll make sure there's nothing like actually blocking the rock on this side.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that pretty easily. Like move a few of the rocks out of the way, and there's like a few bits that were in the groove, but you're able to get them. It looks like this groove like goes all the way over to this wall though. So if it were to roll and you were still on this side, you probably don't want to be there.
In that case, I'll just walk further back into the groove and then shout out to the others, okay, give it all you got.
Hopefully, you're not the only one who survives this.
Yeah.
So by groove, so it's more like I guess what I'm saying by groove is like the ground is flat and there's kind of just like an indent.
It's like a fuller.
Slightly. That's like the size of the ball.
Right.
Almost looks like it was rolled along there in the first
So,
place.
Like a track.
You would be squished if it rolls and you're still on that side.
Well, we'd have to push it into him, though, right? It's not going to freely roll towards him. Will it? Like uncontrolled.
How much room is there between the
Right.
rock and the wall?
It's not going to squish it, right?
There would be. You're not sure because like the groove goes all the way to the wall. And
I
it
assume
looks
that
like
we'd
maybe
have
if
to
you
try
stood
and
right
run.
in the like very corner, it might not hit you.
Or can you climb up the wall a little bit?
Can he come back
Yeah, I'll
over,
just-
or is that?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think we'd have to try to squish him unless I'm misunderstanding something.
I start pushing.
Yeah.
Wait, was he unable to get back over to our side?
We don't care.
Oh, we don't care. Okay.
Gannett can take care of himself.
He's an adult.
I'm a jousting
pushing.
champion.
All right. There, Chuck, you were the only one that pushed.
I said I'd push
Oh,
too.
sorry, I'm pushing too. Is this athletics then?
Well, yeah, it's athletics.
I did. I had a brawn and Warren, so I have 4 dice, and I got a success.
Or actually, so this would be sorry. It should have been force. Sorry.
It's
this would be a
force.
force test
Is that
Okay.
still brawn?
because that's like physical might. It's
Still
still
brawn.
brawn.
Yeah, doesn't change.
There we go. Look at that.
Ooh,
The
look at
tiny
that.
gnome's got this.
Okay.
Metal gnome.
I'm helping as I trip over my own feet.
Yeah. Tyler, give me a luck saving throw. One success. Okay. Good. So you guys go to push, and Tyler, as you're kind of pushing on it too, you feel like it's kind of just pushed out of your hands. It's kind of like when you pick up a couch and you can tell like there's no weight on
Like
where
you're not actually helping.
Yeah, you kind of get that feeling. But as you are pushing on it, you notice something, which is there's kind of like this thin fishing line razor wire type thing coming down from the ceiling almost. And you're able to quickly like snatch that and not get it snagged on the boulder. And as you like pull it out of the way and you prevent it from getting snagged on the boulder, you look up and you see that this fishing line goes like this little indent in the ceiling, which you see is attached to this little mechanism. And on it looks like there's almost a gigantic sledgehammer that's slightly recessed into the ceiling that was probably going to come free and try and hit whoever was pushing the ball.
Well,
Nat, you dropped the ball. You were supposed to find that probably, maybe.
today is our lucky
My
day.
bad.
That was you guys would have snagged that anyone if they failed the athletics test, like climbing over it. But no one did.
Oh, we got lucky this time.
We did it accidentally.
But yeah, so you guys are able to push it. Nat, so you're climbing up on the other side, right? Like you're.
Yep.
Is that what you were trying to do? Okay.
Yeah.
And then, did you roll for that already?
No, I can do that though.
Okay. Yeah. Just give me a dexterity or athletics.
Yeah. Oop. Bing bang boom.
Okay. Yep. That's fine. Because you're not on the time constraint, the check was going to be more difficult if the trap was triggered and it was rolling towards you faster. But because you have ample time, you only need 1 success to climb up. What you do? So you're able to make it up to the top as this boulder kind of slams in, and you guys have a better path to climb up to the top, and you continue on through.
Yeah, we can pile up a little bit of that rubble underneath it to keep it from blocking our way out.
Yeah, absolutely. You're able to like take some of those rocks and wedge it there too. So you
Whoever came here first is a slacker.
An asshole.
Not even good guys. Jeez.
All right.
Yeah, what kind of good
And
guys
from
chose to
there-
kill the bad guys?
You guys continue through the hallway a little bit. This is the shortest section of hallway that you've gone through. And you hear like kind of this low drone at first. And after a bit, you kind of hear like a louder, almost white noise. It sounds like running water, maybe like a river or something.
Okay, I was worried. You were gonna say it sounds like
kind
bees.
of like, yeah, it's a swarm of bees. But yeah, you hear like kind of this droning of water, and it's kind of echoing and bouncing through this tunnel. And as you get to the edge of it, see it opens up into a large, wide chamber. And you see like the sound of it kind of dies down once you're out of the tunnel. And you see at the very far left of the room, seems like there's kind of like broken apart bits of wall, and water seems to be seeping in from above and the cracks in the roof, or the ceiling rather. Lots of stones and things, and that water kind of pools up into this small little pond on the left side of the room, and it kind of spills out in these little creeks, cracks through the tiled floor as it goes across the room. And all throughout these little like cracks of water going through to the right side of the room, you see there's like little plant growths. They're not plants that you're familiar with. They look kind of like berry bushes almost, but they're kind of like thistled, and they seem to be like growing along the water. And the other thing that you see that jumps out to you is what looks like a group of, they look like pigs at first, but looking at it a little bit closer as your light's getting showing more in the room, they appear to be like some sort of almost a wild boar. And they seem to be just kind of meandering through, grazing on these little thistle brushes. Yeah. So, and then past that, there's a this part of the room's kind of like sunk down a little bit, and the tunnel goes down into almost like a slope into the room, and then there's a slope coming out of the room on the opposite side where the tunnel continues.
So the water's kind of flowing across the room, right?
Yeah. And there's only standing water at the very left. There's like a little pond, and then it's just kind of like, wet, like in between the cracks of like the tiles and bricks.
Okay.
It goes across.
Where is it exiting on that side though?
Kind of like pulls up again, like along like the seam of the wall, and it seems to drain through that somehow.
Okay.
We got foundation issues.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
That'll be expensive.
So if the pigs made it down here, that means there's another way in somehow.
Presumably, I mean, technically we came in at the end of the tunnel.
Well, but there's a way that continues on.
Right.
And
We're heading to the
pigs-
start.
We're heading to the start.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Is that not right? I mean, technically we came in at a dead end that was broken into.
Yeah, but then we went into the moss room and then over the
Right.
boulder trap. Now we're
Right.
entering into this room.
Right.
And
And
there's
that's all going.
continuation out of this room, right?
Yes. The entrance, presumably.
Your microwave's done.
Yeah.
Or exit, depending on how you want to look at it.
Anyway, the way through is that way. And presumably there is another exit from this tunnel system that way. So the people we're after probably went that way.
Mhm.
But if I know anything about wild pigs, it's that they're giant assholes.
We should kill him.
It's definitely look more on the wild side than the like nice domesticated.
These aren't bacon pigs.
No.
Not yet.
These are bacon pigs that you gotta fight to get their bacon. Yeah, I'll go ahead and knock my short bow and anyone else gonna
All right.
shoot with me or
Oh yeah, I'll join in with my bow as well.
I will just prepare to die as I get trampled by a herd of wild boars.
I'll have my reach weapon ready for when it comes running right at us.
Okay.
Yeah. They're probably at least my size.
So for
So
my
I'll just
Because there's a
hold my-
river here, can I count it as nature?
I mean, if you're attacking the pig, it does fall under nature.
Hey, there we go. Double
so-
points for nature.
hold my sword out in front of me. Come on.
Yeah. And so if you're attacking these pigs, you can either get nature, Warren, or occult.
I'm taking Warren and nature and occult. I don't have all three, but I'm taking them. All right, now I'm going to use Warren. That's 8 for my shooty shoot. I popped
my God.
4 successes.
And there are
I got
4 pigs
7.
total.
Yeah, I just one of the closest ones is the one I shoot.
Okay.
You guys have so much offense.
Yeah.
All right.
We have nothing else to our names.
Shot.
The,
You let
range
the
stab
first shot
spurt.
loose.
yeah.
Roll me for is your bow a d6?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, roll me 4d6.
Well,
Okay. Okay, 12. So that drops it, the first one. And one thing you notice though is like as the arrow is sinking into it, seems like all 4 of the pigs react and like flinch at the same exact time as your arrow sinks into it, and this one dies.
yeah, that seems normal for a wild pig.
It's a hydra pig.
Did we see the
And-
other 3 grow slightly larger in size and power?
No, but they all instantly like react to that. Some of them are like kind of facing the opposite way, but they all like flinch at the same exact time. And Tyler, your arrow sinks in. Roll me 2d6.
They're
Telepathic bacon.
I was gonna say they got like the twin powers.
Wow, that one dies as well.
Only they're quadruplets.
Now they're twins.
That's right. Well, we needed more grease
Okay.
for this pit.
All right. There's 2 left.
More
And then
importantly,
you
we're
guys
going to
are
have
the
to find
only
another pit, guys.
2 are the only ones that are ranged, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And these 2 pigs are going to turn. They squeal. It's not a squeal that you've ever heard a pig make. It's almost like a range, like an octave lower than it should be possible.
They're base pigs.
As they, yeah, baritone pigs. But they charge towards you guys. They are going to make attacks. Who, I guess, probably Nugget or Nat are up front.
I'm up front, but Nat has a weapon with reach.
Yeah, so I'm just right behind Nugget.
Okay. So if that's the case, they're both going to be charging right at Nugget.
Good luck.
Goodbye, everyone. Maybe I'll be fine.
and
1 success, 2 attacks. Not bad.
yeah, that's both of them. They're gonna push that.
Oh no, they get to push too.
They do.
Magical feral pig.
Wow.
Of course they do.
Okay. Well, one of them takes 1 damage, the other one takes 3 damage. But they are getting 1 success on you, Dan. That's going to be 5 damage. And if you're wearing that plate mail, then you get
Yep.
to roll twice on your armor die and take the higher.
Nice.
So 6.
So 6. Yep. That 6 is negated entirely, and you take no damage as this boar kind of like pings at you, and its tusk just hits your like leg armor. The other one just kind of, you're able to sidestep it as the other one bumps into you. Now there are 2 in the fray. Then Nat and Nugget, you guys get your attacks.
All right. Time to make with the stabbing.
Indeed.
Oh. or
right.
not,
Oh, shit.
That's fine too.
Shit, bro.
I'm trying not to
Damn it,
take
Chuck.
lots of damage just yet. You
All right,
guys,
so what do I have to?
shoot her.
So to push, there's no good number to push, but just push check again and type the number of dice that aren't a 1 or a 6.
Alrighty.
If you want to.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, 1 success. Okay. So yeah, roll. What's the effectiveness die of your weapon? Like, what's the
D8.
D8? So roll 1d8.
Nice.
2 damage. Okay. All right. And then, fortunately, Dan, you swing by and nothing happens.
Swinging for effect.
And it actually gets to make an opportunity attack because you failed an attack on it.
Oh, maybe I should have just pushed after all. Jeez. I don't get to opportunity attack them when they miss.
Nope. Because this game is fair.
Yeah.
All right. And then, okay, so it's going to hit for 1d6. It's going to deal 6 damage. You get to soak it, though, still, with your armor.
Nice.
Okay, I got a 6 again.
Pings off harmlessly. So it tries to bite into, like, your shin guard.
It's my job to eat you, pig.
Ineffective. All right. Goes back around to Gazebo and Dayquil.
Yeah. I'm going to
Thank
back
you.
out a little bit. That way I'm just not up in point blank with these pigs. I'm just going to pop off another shot.
Okay. Yep. You can step back a zone. And
I have point blank, so I don't have to step back.
Since I had a downgrade, I had dropped that one. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and push.
okay.
So that'll be 6 die, and I'll be taking a stress.
Yep. Or yeah, 1 physical damage.
I think I'm gonna do the same.
Fuck me.
Only in my case it's 5.
2
That's why I was
successes.
nervous about doing it.
4
There's 2
damage.
successes.
Jeez.
Yep.
1 success, 2 damage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mark the damage in physical.
All right, that's 2d6 for my damage. 9 damage.
Fine. Okay. You guys both perfectly hit. One of them was at 1 damage. They have 10 health. So one of them was at 1 damage and the 9 kills it. The other one was at 5 and the 5 kills it.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Fucking
2
team range
perfectly
stab.
kills.
That's right.
Oh,
Stinky
all the pigs
swords.
die.
Although I didn't get in melee with this, and I still managed to get hurt more than Nugget in melee.
Bacon
True.
blocker.
Yeah.
Yep. Armor does not negate failures from checks, though. So, like, if you get a bunch of 1s, it doesn't do anything to your armor. You just go
I
straight
wouldn't
through.
expect so. Yeah.
Yep.
My goal is to just be able to take damage for as long as possible.
That's armor's good for that.
I am not the damage dealer in the party.
So, as these things die, one thing that you notice, they kind of let out this squeal as they die and stop moving. But right after they die, maybe like a few seconds after, you hear kind of this like popping sound another high-pitched squeal, and then like a small just like of something hitting the ground.
Where
sure that
do
we
I hear
totally
this thing hitting the
You
ground?
hear it like right next to the corpses.
I'll use my arrows to poke and prod and move and see if I could find what was responsible.
Yeah. Give me a study or observe.
I'll give you observe.
And do nature or occult.
Yeah, I can do nature. So it's going to be 7 dice for me. A success.
One success.
I'm
Okay.
not pushing.
So you poke around, and what you find is that as you're like kind of pushing the corpse aside, there's like this little slug that's laying on the ground, not moving, next to the pig.
I use my arrows to just like mincemeat stab it to non-existence.
You do
all
so.
4 of them have
It doesn't
a slug
seem to
or just
react
one?
or do anything. It seems like it's dead.
That's fine.
And it was like
They-
before you started poking it.
Are they little green, one eye and 2 little antennae?
No, they look as you like start poking at it, looks almost more like a leech kind of as you're like stabbing at it. You carve it up, and it's got this weird like purplish reddish oozy blood that comes out of it as you do that.
Sounds right.
So everybody check for leeches after we get through this room.
Okay.
Probably, maybe. I don't know. It might be too late already.
Yeah, I had my monthly bath. I'm fine.
You take baths monthly?
In character.
I mean, I was just going for annually, but
Oh, okay. Well, got to stay pretty for the ladies.
Bath a month keeps the leprosy away.
That's right.
do you know how hard it is to take this armor off?
Ew.
Just go to a car wash, man.
Yeah, that's the only thing you see. It was just this weird slug was dead next to it. With 1 success, you don't have much more info than that, but you don't remember it being there before the pig was there.
It came out of the pig, guys. These things are a hive mind slug leech bunch of assholes.
Sounds plausible to me.
I want to go across this room, avoiding the deeper water and being careful to step on the stones.
Okay. You do so. Yeah, give me actually, yeah, you don't need to make a test. If you're just going like straight across the room,
Yeah.
no test, you're able to do that pretty easily.
Nothing weird happens?
One thing that you do notice though, so like because you've got a light source on you, so as you're walking through the room, as you kind of hit the center, you're able to see the little pond at the edge of the room a little bit easier on the left side, and it looks like there's a pedestal like coming out of the water in the center of it.
Anything on it?
Not that you can see. It looks like it's like concaved. But you
Definitely.
can't see like in it.
Hey guys, there's the leech fountain over there. Just stay away from it.
So
If he
stick
says
your
so.
face in it, you said?
What?
What?
Stick my face in it?
I mean, you can, but I won't.
That's what I heard.
I'll need you to take your armor off first.
Nah.
Okay.
So we can search you for leeches
pedestal.
better after you stick your face in it.
Does seem to be the perfect height for you to like lean over and put your face in it.
Does it have water in it? Like actually?
It has like a tiny bit of water in it. It looks like there's just like a small pool at the bottom.
Slug soup.
I'll drink it. I don't care.
This
You
guy.
drink the water out of the. Okay.
Tried to shoot him, gazebo.
Like a Constitution saving throw or something.
So you lean over to drink it. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Oh God, I'm not good at those. I'm good enough at those.
All right. So you like lean in and you drink some of that water. And you like set up for a little bit, and then you kind of like taste it. It's like, yeah, it's pretty stale. It seems like it's been like in this pool for a while. And as you sit up, something like falls past you from the ceiling and just lands in the water right in front of you.
What is it?
Do you want to hunt around in the water for it?
Yeah. Do I have like a torch? I don't necessarily want or like a stick or something.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like my dagger or something.
Hunt around for it with the sword.
I don't have
there's
a
the short sword that you guys picked up earlier.
I thought somebody was using it. If nobody's using it, I'll use the short sword to like fish around in the pool of water.
Okay. Yeah, you poke around. Give me a.
You're using it.
Give me a observe or find test.
Oh, I can do find. Find is luck, so 4, 5. Can nature or arcane help at all?
This would be nature or occult.
Okay. I feel like I made a mistake by taking arcane instead of occult, but oh well. Nature, luck, so 4, 5. Okay. Gee,
Success.
Will not be pushing that.
Yeah. One success is not enough. I'll let you know that like you could push it if you want to.
I think I was pushing my luck enough by sticking my head in the pool in the first place. Like I knew in my back of my mind that was a bad idea, but I just wanted to see what would happen.
Mhm.
I'll just like stab everywhere in the pool and call it good enough.
Well, it's not that. It's that you do find it with your sword.
It is.
It's that you don't find it well enough that you don't stop it from jumping at you.
Oh, okay.
So this leech jumps up and it like you poke at it with your sword, and it just shoots out of the water, lands like kind of on your shoulder, worms its way into your armor.
Oh.
And starts like crawling. You feel it like crawling towards your back.
Can I like try and strip out of my armor? Or
yeah,
too late.
Or also, if anyone else wants to assist him, you see.
I'm gonna yell out in pain or something.
Yeah, you see him screaming and like reaching at himself, trying to take off his armor.
Go save him, Nat. I'm too slow.
I'm sure he's got it.
You know, I said don't.
I just, please. I mean, it's your brain that I'm gonna go for first. So
that's it. So it's a dexterity test, and without assistance, it's a very difficult dexterity test.
Is it a check or a save?
I get an arrow out, and I'll go
check.
and try and help with my arrow to stab this thing.
Dexterity is agility. I don't have any points in dexterity. That's with 5. As long as I can still count nature.
Since I'm in heavy armor, I'm absolutely useless
for
this situation.
For everything in this.
Oh, I'm definitely pushing that.
Okay.
I think Chuck did volunteer to help for what it's worth.
Yeah, I can give light assistance.
You're gonna be like,
yeah, I'm not touching that shit with my hands.
Yeah, Chuck, give me a You're trying to like poke at it with the arrow?
I'm trying to like knock it off with the arrow.
Give me a melee test.
Okay. Is this nature?
Nature or occult?
So that's going to be 4 dice.
It's naturally occultish.
Yeah, no.
Tyler, so you took 3 damage from that
I
push
already
there.
got that recorded.
Yep. You're going to take 1 damage from Chuck like stabbing you in the back slightly
Okay.
with an arrow.
Sure.
And then you need to give me this is going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
You got this.
I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
I don't
As I
have
get
much
ready to
wisdom.
go up and stab you.
Makes you feel any better? I'm almost dead already. So
Tyler, you're like patting around on yourself. You feel like this little pinch in your back from an arrow, and then you feel another much stronger pinch right on the back of your neck, kind of like right where your spinal column is. And it starts like it hurts a little bit, and you feel it like tearing through the skin a little bit, but then it immediately feels blissful. Like your whole nervous system just feels like flowy and buttery. Like you feel almost like you're weightless
so
for a
morphine.
moment. And so if your character was in like the happiest place he could possibly think of, what would that look like?
The happiest place for my character, probably like along the forests in his elven homeland.
Okay.
Like fresh wind in his hair and
Okay. And what would be the thing that would make you angriest to see in this forest?
Probably just
Got the
us.
We're
Poacher.
intruding.
probably like a poacher trying to hunt some wild
You see
natural
3 poachers, and one of them's
Aw.
kind of short.
2 of them are
Kind
short.
of short.
In fact,
Or 2 of them are short. Okay. Yeah. So you see like a poacher with 2 short poachers. And they are poaching your like favorite land in the world. Your homeland's being invaded by 3 assailants all of a sudden. You don't remember how you got here, but that doesn't matter.
don't worry. He won't remember how he got out of there either.
I sure won't. I mean, I have to attack one of them. I don't care which one. I feel like the short one because he looked. No, yeah,
Yeah,
short
the
one because he looks like
one.
he's the easiest one to take on.
Dang it, you people.
All right.
And I know it's not me because I'm at least 5 feet away.
Can I count
let
nature
you,
because I'm in the natural area?
I was ready to go stab him already.
You actually do get nature. You get nature or occult this entire time.
Why is it
I mean-
that I'm always ready to stab people?
I
when they
mean, not
attack
sweet.
Oh my god.
You're gonna
Who
murder
are you
me.
going after?
The short one.
I see
There's
that's
2
me.
short ones.
Gnat.
There's 2 short ones.
I'm
Nah.
going
Oh,
after Gnat.
okay. Roll
2d6.
2d6. 2 damage.
Wow.
Are you wearing any armor, Gnat?
Yeah, I got a D4 light armor.
Okay. Roll it.
1.
Take 1 physical damage. As an arrow's lobbed from a very dazed. It's almost like his head doesn't even really look at you. Like his body's flowing and moving around pretty irregularly. Almost like zombified. It's in a daze.
Spider rope.
Oh. I'm no wizard or healer, so
Yep. And then now you guys each get to act as you would like.
I'm gonna fall back and then shoot.
I would say,
him.
Chuck, because you were closest, Chuck, you definitely saw like the thing that you were trying to poke at was the slug, and you definitely saw it like latch onto the back. It didn't like burrow into him. It looks like it bit onto his spinal column, and you saw it like pulse a little bit, like it was like sticking something from within its body into its spine.
Osis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fall back and I shoot him.
Okay.
We were trying to save him from this slug.
Listen. No.
His name is so hard to pronounce anyways.
I'm going to go ahead and push that because that's a smart idea.
But I could have pushed my attack,
Could have.
and it's fine.
I take a point of
That's fine.
damage and I deal 2d6 damage.
Yep. Roll 2d6.
10.
Oh,
And
I
Holy
can't
crap.
even soak enough of it. I have
Okay.
2 HP left, 2 physical HP.
so you reset your physical HP, so that clears to 0. Leave the other 2 where they were at, like you still have the same mental and fortune. Mark 1 fallout and roll me a D percentile. Okay. Oh, actually, you get a whole range of fun ones because of your ailment.
Because I'm brain
From now on, your
Yeah.
fingers ooze marinara sauce.
sweet. That's
Delicious.
my favorite.
Awesome.
We're gonna lock you up in a restaurant. It's
Yeah.
gonna be very confusing.
You get, how is this pronounced? Bubos?
Ubos?
Bubo. Bubos. From the
Bubos.
plague. Bubonic
Bobo.
plague.
Bubos. Yeah, the plague thing.
Your lymph nodes
Yeah,
swell
so-
up to softball size.
Blurp.
Yes. Your skin begins to blister and bubble.
Are you turning into
So-
the Toxic Avenger?
And the effect of this is anytime you take blood damage, you have to roll a d4 of, or not blood damage, of physical damage. You have to roll d4 physical stress. And stress just instantly clears. But basically, as soon as you fall under like 4 HP, you have a chance to take fallout every single time you take damage.
Okay.
So
that description was anytime I take physical damage, I have to roll a D4 stress.
Yep.
Okay.
It's BUBOES. And that'll be under your fallout.
Got it.
So yeah. And then you see like this blistering starts initially like around his neck where the slug's at. And then also like where this arrow pierces him, the skin starts like that's kind of like where the blistering starts on his body, and it slowly like kind of spreads over the rest of it. You are not aware of this though, Tyler. Like you still feel blissful. Like these things are hitting you, but it just doesn't hurt. You know, like it's not, you know, like you don't seem bothered at all. They're just kind of scratching you and glancing off.
That's
As
fun.
your happy place is continuing to be invaded. They use 3 assailants.
Is it my turn again then, or should it still be their turn?
Who?
I think Chuck was the one
Chuck
who
has-
go so far.
Has done anything yet out of us 3?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
yeah, and then Nugget and Nat also get to act.
Do you want to take your shot first?
Yeah. I come in with a nice little stab. Wah.
Okay, 1 success. So roll your D8. I believe is what your glaive is.
That is a 7.
All right, Mark 7 physical damage. Although if you have armor, you can.
I
try and
do
soak
have
it.
armor. How does armor work now?
So it just subtracts.
Okay. And I have light armor, so I can only roll it once.
Yep.
So I soak 4 points and take 3 points of physical damage.
Yep.
Okay. And then I have to roll the D4 stress die, 2.
Yeah. And so if the way that works too is like if you have more than 4 health remaining, you don't really even need to roll the stress because it'll never trip.
Okay.
It's just basically like a current health check.
Okay.
On the stress. So all right. Yep, you mark that 3 damage. As the glaive like slices into you, you see like one of the boils kind of bubble up and blister. And then Nugget. Do you help your friend?
Healing.
Oh my god, he helps the crap out of him.
Sweet.
All right.
To be super helped.
Roll 3 of whatever the damage die of your weapon is.
I'm using a long sword and I'm using it two-handed, so I think it's D8, is it not? Or is it something else
yes.
that versatile gives it?
Let me double check.
I gotta remember now too.
I always get those tags mixed up because I've flipped back and forth on what it should be. Whatever I have in this sheet. Tag.
Oh, it's rolled with advantage if two-handed is what it says in here, but I thought we decided that wasn't what it do.
Only rolled with advantage if two-handed. Yeah, I remember it was something like it was a die higher. So yeah, we can do that. We'll say rolled as a DX higher.
That wasn't very high, all things considered.
Two-handed.
Wow, and I soaked 4 of it again. But that does leave me at 7 damage, which means the stress roll is, immediately I take another fallout.
Okay. You are now taking a major fallout as we're playing.
Sorry, we're bad
more
healers.
lethal tonight on the one shot.
I made the choice.
Throw another D percentile. Yep. Let's find this. 9. Okay. Loss of limb. Roll a D6.
Okay.
Two. Dominant arm. So like and this was Nugget attacking with a longsword, right?
Yeah, I've successfully disarmed him. Maybe we can get the slug off.
You lop off like right at the elbow.
Oh,
Tyler's arm. And he begins to bleed out profusely. Give me a wisdom saving throw, Tyler.
Me.
Mm-hmm. That's the next one of us that's probably going to get attacked and infected until we all kill each other.
I like it.
Oh,
Wisdom save. Don't type something in.
Yep. Wisdom saving
Joe
throw.
didn't intend for us to get past this room.
Yeah.
I am not very wise.
So you feel a pinch on your arm as you see one of these poachers slices into it. And normally the loss of limb might be enough to break the illusion that you're not in a forest. But no, you're pretty convinced that's where you are. And these poachers are pretty bad. But with this, you are dropped down to broken. And will bleed out within bleeding out within 1 round.
Oh no.
Oh. It's his arm. It's off. Like, he's bleeding out profusely. He drops into the water. It's just diffusing, coloring the whole pool red. He's got a few arrows in him. Skin's boiling and bubbling. You can see like the inside of his skin now is bubbling too as it's spreading there. And we have a single round to act if anyone's going to try to do anything to keep him alive. Although you would keep him alive, but it's very clear that the slug is like still in control of him.
I will use my glaive with reach to push him further away from us.
I'm good with this.
We're in
Thanks,
such
guys.
good people.
You shove him as he floats gracefully across the pond.
Back to the slug fountain.
Bubbles up and boils, and now at this point, he has pretty much turned the entire pool red as our friend Tyler bleeds out. There's no more. What was your prophecy?
Actually, kind of unrelated. So distance can be both a friend and an enemy.
Well, I mean, I just pushed him further away from me.
That's true.
And I shot you with an arrow.
And I did die from an arrow shot. That's fair.
The elven lands you thought you were in were very far away from here.
That's yeah.
So I would take
both friends and enemies in the same thing too. So.
Yeah, I saw my friends as I guess it's more apt than I thought.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I would say that meets the prophecy.
All right.
So at this point, you can reallocate points or whatever, and like we'll say that you're like you were there the whole time or whatever, just for convenience, so you can the one shot. As someone else
caught up after taking a dump outside.
Yeah.
I will
now
be back shortly.
Okay. Now you get a prophecy token, or you get an echo token. Which is the first time anyone's died since we've been doing all this playtesting. So the echo mechanic in this is when you die, you basically get this cinematic snippet of empowering another party member. And it could be played out however makes sense for your character or however you picture it. But it's basically like in the movie when, times get tough and he thinks back to what his master told him and he's able to like push through. It's that kind of thing where it's like, there's some level of memory that was instilled by your character in the party. And whenever another party member. Yes. Yeah. So you've basically got like a free token to say, whenever another party member attempts something, you give them a free D6. And because the prophecy was met, it's 2 free D6. So you just give them 2 free successes as they recall some memory about your character.
And is this just like once ever or?
Yeah, it's a one-time spend within the session.
Oh, snap lollygaggers. Thanks for that raid.
Sweet.
We just killed Tyler, as in...
Yeah.
Not to a monster, but us as other characters killed his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're good friends.
We did tell him not to do it, though.
And yeah. He did it.
He got brain slugged.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yep.
The obvious put your face here, get a brain slug thing was in fact put your face here and get a brain slug. So
look, man, I thought it was a free cookie. And anyway.
It was bobbing for cookies like you've never seen before.
Absolutely. Yeah. Also, like with the echo token thing, if your character is like a spellcaster or they were like a very like spiritual person, you could say like they come back as a spirit to like help push through whatever the task is. But most of the time I picture it kind of just like you recall and you hear their voice in their head as you push through. But yeah, just keep that in mind for anyone you want to help. Give the token.
Man, I ain't helping any of these fuckers.
You can't use it on yourself.
Damn. You
have to use it on the
me. Can I give them 2 failures instead?
Technically, you could give it to me.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, if one of us gets a brain slug, you give it to the brain slug.
It's you're allowed to apply 2 successes to any check that is not your own. So that does technically include mine.
All right. Well,
yeah.
Man, we're gonna get hurt by this twice now.
But yeah, we'll do that. So with that, Tyler's body bleeds out in the pond. You see there's like a lot of movement in the water as a few other like of these black slugs drop off the ceiling, and some of them drop off the rocks, and they seem to be kind of swimming towards his body.
That place sucks. Let's go.
Yeah. I agree.
All right. You guys move on out, and I'm not going to have you roll to see if you stumble across any of the others. They all seem pretty distracted by effectively a sacrifice. So
not intentionally, but yes.
Semi unintentionally. All right. So you guys step through, and this isn't really much of a tunnel. This next thing, you're almost like on the other side of a wall. So there's kind of like this clearing that you were just in, and you go through the tunnel for just was a tiny hallway, and you're met with 2 like stone doors, and they're on pretty decent hinges. So they
my new character just be waiting
easy.
for them on the other side of the doorway. Like, took
could
you
be,
guys
yeah.
long enough.
Yeah, you just ran ahead. For sure.
Saw the fighting and just kind of tiptoed around like, oh.
I'm gonna take the back way in.
You guys didn't go near those slugs, did you?
Oh no.
You could have won
Not
this.
not a one of us.
Yep. Yeah, you're back in the group.
Tyler.
effectively. But
Hate to ask this, but what's your new character's name?
My new character, as penance for my first character's name, is just Bob.
Oh, good. We can get behind this.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
I do.
No, this is a trick. This is a trick. I know it. How is Bob spelled?
Oh, it's just B-O-B.
Okay.
It's an abbreviation, but we won't get into that.
Gotcha.
Not until it's too late.
All you need to know is the Earth is flat.
So
all right.
You
we
made
may have
such good
to-
music for a very little while.
It was a good year.
Yeah.
we may have to have him investigate the brain slugs also.
He may already have a brain slug.
Good.
Yeah.
You seem to be present. And the brain slugs again, are just they sit on the back of your neck, so they are visible if you look for them. They're more like brain stem slugs.
Yeah. All right. Well,
yeah.
I guess we got 2 stone doors to deal with.
Yep, 2 stone doors. They push open pretty easily, and this is the biggest room you've been in yet. Like you push it open, and your light no longer hits the ceiling. Like you don't know how high up it goes. And just the very edge of your light hits what looks like massive stone pillars that just go up into darkness. And it goes as far as you can see to the right and to the left, just nothing but darkness after a while. And you see the wall just extends. And the only thing that you can see, other than just this kind of big void of a room, you do see that the floor goes out. So it's like solid ground and worked stone the whole way. But you do see a faint light way out in that darkness.
Or anything.
It's kind of like a warm, fiery light that you see.
Dave asked if we heard anything.
You listen. Give me an observe test.
Oh gosh.
You can do it.
I need to stop volunteering to look or hear for anything.
I'm pretty good at those things.
It won't hurt you if you fail as well.
It might.
Not this one. Are we still Warren?
Yes, Warren.
Good, nailed it.
All right. Yeah, you don't really pick out anything in particular. You don't hear anything dangerous that way. Like you don't hear anything walking around. You don't hear like wind. You don't hear water or anything. Like you hear the rumbling kind of from behind you, but there's not. It's just kind of silent in this room. The only thing you can see is that like orange kind of fiery-ish light that resembles almost like torchlight, just way out.
And unless anyone else is feeling particularly paranoid, I guess let's go.
How about I get an arrow out? We wrap it in some cloth and some of our leftover bacon grease. Light it on fire. Shoot it out there. Just in case.
Yes.
Okay, I do that.
Nugget approves.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to do that pretty easily. And then are you just trying to get it to go like as far as possible?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a range test for that.
Yeah, that's 8 dice for me.
I will slip a chicken nugget into your pocket. The nugget of approval.
Okay.
3 successes.
The
Perfect.
nugget of approval helped.
So the successes were basically like how accurately and how far you got the arrow. So with 3 successes, I'm going to say like you keep it dead center between these 2 like pillars that you saw, and you arc it perfectly so that you see this arrow sail through, and it's constantly passing these pillars every like, probably 40 or so feet.
Probably a really cool visual effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is full of this arrow flying. And as it arcs and comes back down, you see it land like right next to it. The light of it almost joins in with the flame because it's so far away. But it looks like there's kind of a structure, like a crude structure that doesn't really match the stonework that's like just in the middle of this room.
In relation to that light we saw, where is it?
It is that light. Like it just looks like that light's coming from that structure.
Okay. Well, we can't sneak up on them anymore because I just shot a flaming arrow at it. But maybe they're camping there.
Maybe. Now that we shot a flaming arrow, any new sounds?
You listen. You hear like the echo kind of the arrow hitting the ground and scattering. But you don't hear anything else.
Perfectly safe, guys. Let's go.
I will follow behind Nugget.
Okay.
With an arrow ready.
You do so. It takes just like a few minutes. It's pretty far. So like probably 3 or 4 minutes of just walking out there. And as you get closer, like that kind of fiery light separates, and you see that it's like a light from a window and then kind of the light of a doorway. That's like some crude kind of plank doorway. And then it looks like frosted glass almost that's coming through. As you see this little makeshift hut that's built out of like rubble, random bits of wood. Some of it's like wood grown from roots or trees that have been kind of woven together. Some are from like plank boards. Maybe they were like a part of scaffolding or something. Like all sorts of just mismatched materials that have been put together to put this little hut together.
That's my camp in Fallout 76.
A little bit like that. But yeah, you see it. And the roof's like almost at head height for you. Like it seems like it's probably for like a little bit smaller. It's perfect height for Nugget and Nat. But anyone of like normal human height would be probably would have to stoop down a bit to if they were going to walk inside.
There could be halflings in there.
Better take them out.
You smell
Shit,
you smell like it smells just like a campfire at first, but then there's like these weird kind of like fruity and other like chemically smells that are kind of coming from the hut as well.
So do we just like knock on the door, or do we like kick
Could
it
be a
in?
brewer.
Maybe we try and find a crack in this shitty wall and peek inside.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we should be able to peek inside somewhere.
You'd probably pretty easily be able to peek through the cracks in the door, because it is like a plank door that's just kind of like crudely shut over an opening.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Give me an observe test.
Where are we at? Nature or Warren?
This would be Warren, social, or occult.
All right.
Okay,
a success.
Yeah, so you're able to peek through. You find a big enough spot. You kind of look over real quick, and you see it's just like this small, kind of simple hut. You see lots of what looks like alchemy sort of equipment, like little vials and things, but it's very crude alchemy equipment. Like the glass looks like it was almost home or handmade. Like it's pretty uneven and almost like misshapen, and it's very like thick too. It's kind of, you can't really see through it the way that better worked glass is. You see that kind of like lining the shelves. Some of them are empty, some of them are broken, some of them have weird miscolored liquids inside of them. And then you see what looks like thin like pipe smoke kind of drifting across the doorway. So you can't see like if there's a person inside, but you do see like there's a pipe smoke kind of drifting across, so that they would be around the corner behind the frosted glass.
I will reconvene with the others and convey what I said. Short house means short person, means one of you short people should go knock on the door. It'll be less threatening.
I won't go knock on the door because
you got it.
I will stand 5 feet behind you.
I will stand like 15 feet behind him with an arrow ready.
Okay.
Bob, how do you attack?
I forgot to pick up a weapon, so I'm just gonna use that longsword we found earlier.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, I think you can pretty much have whatever weapon you want.
I know, but
new man.
You got a shotgun.
Oh, sweet.
Maybe you should knock on the door then.
Yeah. So you knock, Nugget.
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk up, give it a knock, and you hear like this quick like shuffle and this like quick like yell. Sounds very surprised, and you hear muttering approach the door as it kind of creaks open, and they push the door. Like the door doesn't really swing open; it more just like shifts to the side a little bit, and you see this very bushy, bearded, thick glasses, and like this really like large brimmed hat, face kind of like poked through. He's like, "Are you? You don't have the look in your eyes. You're not slugged, are you?"
No. Are you perhaps a princess and or a hero who came to rescue a princess in this cave from back yonder?
I don't know what you're talking about, but no.
No, you're neither. Okay. So who are you?
I'm Yond, and I am here for some potion materials. I make potions and lots of things, and do some healing and that type of stuff on the side. Whatever my potions end up doing, I'm, trying to learn my craft like my old man did, but a little slow at it.
Any potions that can bring back the dead?
Especially like the ones who got brain slugged.
Yeah, especially the brain slug dead.
I am working on a potion that helps with those slugs. And one of the potions I have may do the trick. I just don't know which one.
Yeah, we kind of one of us got slugged.
My twin brother. Yeah, sure. He's dead now.
I'm sorry to hear that. Is he okay now?
No, he's dead.
No, he's very dead.
Oh,
Very, very dead. Yes.
oh yeah. That's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that.
I mean, after we
yes.
we kind of decided it was too late.
I have been working on a remedy for one of those, but
For death?
I'm not sure for the slugs. But
okay.
the method of which I brew my potions is a little bit different. Come in. He like pushes the door to the side and just like tilts to the side. Doesn't swing on any hinge. It's literally just like a plank of wood.
Yep. Also, where are we?
Oh, well, we're in the dual planes. This is one of the rather old grand halls of some civilization that got blown up in the fracture. They haven't been here for a while, and lots of other things have kind of moved in. So I don't really know who was here originally, but it's been vacant, and it's a great source of potion materials. All sorts of weird plants and things grow down here. And the slugs themselves. Do you have any of those slugs? I could use a few more.
No, I don't think we're going to go get any either. Sorry.
Okay. It is dangerous if you're not ready for them. But yeah, if you're curious in a remedy for a potion or for these slugs, and he pulls out 2 vials. He says it's one of these 2. I don't remember which.
And if it's not the slug remedy, it's what?
So the way I brew potions is I'm very bad at making a specific effect initially, but I'm great at extracting a specific effect from kind of a concoction, I guess, of my brew. But the problem is most of the time I'm not very good with labeling these, and I forget which one's the byproduct and which one's the product. So if you drink both, it will work, but it's probably not going to be good for you either. Drink one, and then if it doesn't work, then drink the other. Or drink one if it works, then don't drink the other ever. Just dump it out.
Okay. Seems like you're kind of a bad apothecary, but okay.
I'm getting there.
Start with labeling.
How many patients of yours have died?
None in my care.
Very specific answer. I appreciate that.
That's good.
And he kind of looks over. Is anyone like visibly injured?
I am.
I've got some mental damages.
I've got
wouldn't be visible.
Small little ding of damage, but I'm all right.
Okay. How hurt are you, Chuck? Like, what's your HP at?
I've got 3 points left. So I'm 5 out of 8.
Out of 5 out of 8. Okay. Yeah, he'd look at you and he's like, "Oh, you look pretty scratched up, rather.
Yeah.
I do trade for healing services if you need. If you have any sort of thing that might feel good in a potion or some food. Either way, that's good.
I have food.
And we did pick up those rations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this guy will work as like a vendor. So if you have any things to trade with him, he can.
Did 3 other adventurers come through here?
It's like there were 3 and an animal of some sort that came by. I saw them and they were clearly slugged, and they just kind of passed me by. But yeah, I didn't feel the need to investigate further once I saw the
and an animal. Big animal.
It's kind of a smaller one, almost pig-sized.
Almost pig-sized.
Bacon to go.
Mm-hmm. That sounds right.
kind of hard to tell. The entire surface of it was covered with slugs.
Ew.
So is it dangerous to let them outside? Are they gonna like spread or something?
The slugs?
Mhm.
No, they don't do well in sunlight. So that's why they're usually down here. They do try to find hosts that are able to break that. Like there have been cases in the past of ones that retain enough mental faculty to like put a hood over or cover the slugs in a way that they won't die from sunlight. But those are very rare. And these were clearly not of that mental faculty. They were done for.
Okay, so they're probably going to be in our way, like trying to leave then.
Oh, they're definitely like that way.
Yeah, I assume that's
Saw them probably about 2 hours ago.
What else is beyond here? Is it just out, or is there more stupid stuff?
Out in the sense that it reconnects with a few tunnel systems.
How did you get
It
in
would
here?
be a while before you ever hit the surface that way. I don't go to the surface much. I'm usually down here with it's much better ingredients for my potions.
You came from that way though, right?
Yeah, long time ago. I've been here for
Could you give us like a map or directions
Time.
or something?
3-4 months.
That's a while. Ooh.
You say you ask him for a map.
Yeah, if you could
Thanks
provide like
for
a map
that
or directions or
follow,
something.
Crippler.
He's like, I could give you a map. I would like to trade for one if you have anything to offer in return.
I have food.
I'll trade you this lightly used short sword.
I don't have much need for those.
Unfortunately, we were not gifted with much items going into this adventure.
I got padded armor that only has a couple of stab wounds in it and some blood on it.
I have a few more potions. I'm not sure which one's the byproduct. They're a little bit lesser, but if you want to drink one of those, even if you drink the good potion, I'll at least know it's the byproduct that I've got left over, and I'll just dump it out.
So you just want to experiment on us? And you'll give us a map?
Oh, that's a nasty loaded word.
Just yes or no.
Or it's a trade, a service for a service. You are doing me an identification service, and I'm doing a mapping service. Fair trade.
Sounds
Sure.
fair to me.
All
Get
right.
to it, Bob.
Yeah.
And he
got
the
nothing
two
to
that he
live
had
for.
before, he like puts to the side and he starts rummaging through, and there's like another 2 glass vials that are like on a similar stand that he pulls out. And he looks at the 2. Red or orange?
Orange has always been my favorite color, so let's go with orange.
And he like pops the lid off both. He gives them both a smell. He smells the orange one again. Like, okay. And he hands it to you. Give me or actually a high or low.
Let's do low.
Okay. 30. Okay. This is gonna do. Okay. You feel very like invigorated in a way. Like you've got like an extra bit of energy, like kind of this buzz going through your system. Which amounts to mechanically, you get an extra 2 dice on your next roll, like your next check of any kind.
Okay.
You got lucky.
Tell him I'm feeling pretty
And
good.
so as you drink that, and he's like, oh, how do you feel? And asks you.
I feel more powerful.
And he looks very frustrated. He's like, and he throws the other potion into the fire, and it just fizzles up a little bit. Okay, well, at least I knew not to drink this one. Then he hands you, after a little bit, he like kind of sketches out a map. And you have a map for the next area, which I totally have prepared.
Yeah,
But,
I'm sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll believe you.
Well,
But if we were to go to the next area, yes, you would. He basically just shows you like the tunnel systems and like where it connects to in the next few places. And you're decently familiar with the area, so not so much the underground part of it though. So like you looking at it, you can see like, oh, like I'm familiar with these places above ground, but I didn't know there were these many tunnels underground. And it seems like he's been in this area for a really long time. I like this kind of radius in a while. I'd say, I mean, we're right at midnight, 12, which is usually our wrapping down point. I think it's a pretty good spot.
sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So next week, are we continuing your combat test or are we going campaign?
I think we're going campaign next week.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to test the more like lethal. Is the way that the Fallout and all that works. It's more tweaked for longer form multi-session things, and I just wanted to see like how it plays out to have the like 1-2 like you're dead method.
Okay.
It's unfortunate that it came about purely out of PvP.
Yeah.
I mean, I put the slugs in. I knew that was a possibility, but still works.
And I kind of knew what my chances of happening were, so it's not like I went into it.
Yeah, so that's fine. But yeah, I think that's a decent way to have like hyper, hyper stakes, more risky gameplay, better for one shots.
Yeah, just an easy way to step it up.
Right, because it takes a long time to die from Fallout and through like normal gameplay. But
Is
it takes a long time
6 normally, or?
So the way normally it works is you roll d6 equal to the number of Fallout you have every time you get a new Fallout, and if any of them are a 6, it's a major. So each new Fallout you get, it's more and more and more and more likely that you're going to roll a 6 and get a major Fallout.
Okay.
And the major Fallouts are the ones that give you like a timed, like
you bleed out in one turn, whatever.
Yeah, you bleed out in a few turns, or you're going to have like a permanent, irreversible effect on your character or something like that. They're pretty much all like death. Some of the fortune and mental ones don't result in death, but they effectively can make you unplayable as that character. So like, yeah, character death in that sense. Yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, I'll be building out. I know how the campaign's going to start. I just need to do a little bit more planning for the sessions to go after that. I'm pretty happy with how the system's going so far. I think.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be kind of the only way to test like how well inventory and equipment and barding and all that works is in a long form campaign. So that's going to be like the main sort of thing to learn from the campaign is how loot and equipment and item balancing factors into multiple sessions of play. It's kind of hard to like keep rewards and stuff like that. That's in any system in a one shot. What loot you get from the one day doesn't really matter. But
yeah, you just kind of have to have enough to do it, and everything else kind of doesn't matter.
Right. It's like, cool, you got all the gold in the kingdom. Never done. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna go well. Thanks again for playing. I don't think we have a lot of other craziness going. Chuck, what's on the schedule?
Oh dear Lord. So what is today? Friday. So Saturday night, if you go over to twitch.tv/Grim and Perilous Plays, Jeff is running some Heart over there, and it is a train wreck of a game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Sunday night over on twitch.tv/Steam Steal and Murder, Bert's running some Shadowrun. Less of a train wreck, so that'll be fun. Monday, I think is Monday, we got Holler over on the Lollygaggers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. This coming Wednesday, we wrapped up our Thunder Rift game, so we're going to be doing a couple sessions of Fallout, the 2D20 system by Modifius. This Thursday, we're scheduled for Curse of Strahd with the Watercolors and Warriors crew, once again here on Defenders. And yeah, next Friday, we'll be back here, so you can torture us in your above and underground worlds of chaos. I think I'm going to bring Kozel back for it. Plant Kozel, though.
Yeah. Feel free to experiment with your characters, whatever, throughout the week, or ask me any questions on how you want to build them out. We're going to be starting without any feats or anything, like
base
level 0, and
sure,
climb from there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff on the horizon.
A lot
Should
of
be
stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
I think. I think the last time with Holler. I think it's funny that you're playing Curse of Strahd and Holler, because like Holler is like capitalist Curse of Strahd.
Kind of, yeah. I can see that.
It's like the same thing, where it's like a region of like space removed from the greater world. It's kind of funny.
It's kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah, now that you put it like that, it definitely is. All right. Well, that's
Instead of Strahd is business.
What's that?
Instead of Strahd, it's business.
It's business. It's capitalism.
Hooray.
Curse of Elon Musk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, I guess that's it. You want to sign us off, Joe?
Sure. Yep. Again, thanks for watching, everybody. It's fun. Hopefully, it's enjoyable watching me work out tweaks live with all of us as we build the system through playtesting. But it's great fun. Stay safe and have a good night.
Goodbye, everybody.
Something about bartenders.
Bartenders.
Yeah. Fires, bartenders, all that.
Drugs. The good things. Later.
Yes.